So Elon Musk, the Tesla CEO, is not focused on Tesla anymore. In fact, it's all about Doge. And now the new reports is he's sleeping in the office. That's the subject of today's video. And what is he doing there? This is the headline. Elon Musk tells friends he's sleeping at the Doge offices in DC. Let me read the description of it. It says here Elon Musk has told multiple people, right? More than one, multiple people that he has been sleeping at the Department of Government Efficiency headquarters in Washington, D.C. So if you don't know, that's across the street from the White House. It's in the Eisenhower Executive Office Building. Also says an exclusive black tie dinner hosted by the Alfalfa Club last week. Musk told associates that he'd been invited to spend the night in the White House itself in the Lincoln bedroom. So, maybe he's going back between both rooms. I don't know. You can ask Musk, but he's evidently telling people, "Hey, I'm sleeping over in the Eisenhower building right across the street from the White House." Whenever you call out Musk on this kind of stuff or anything at all, if it's truthful, he'll insult you. That's what he does. This is a tweet. So this says here, nothing more dangerous than getting between JB Pritzker and the buffet table, right? And that's a governor. He'll do that multiple times to senators or whatever. Or I mentioned this before, if you say, Musk, are you on some sort of substances, that kind of stuff? And he'll say, well, I've never failed a drug test. That's his answer. He doesn't deny it. Just says, I've never failed a test. That's the kind of stuff he says. Basically what's going on right now is Musk is, again, sleeping in the office and trying to take power and bring in his people and kicking out people who aren't loyal to him. A lot of this stuff is illegal, and I think we have some major scandals brewing, which we'll get into. So first here, I talked about before, we got to mention again, Trump fires senior labor board official in unprecedented and illegal move. And I've told you guys about this stuff before. Both Trump and Musk, they like to fire people. They don't like to follow rules, and they hate any kind of checks and balances to the power or oversight. If you call them out, again, they'll just insult your parents, call you some sort of clever name, and their followers think it's funny, and that's the way that you run things. That's what their followers think. I want to point this out. I mentioned it several times on the channel, but I just got to mention it again. If you haven't seen this movie 12/12 The Day, please check it out. It's about a military coup that happened in Korea, and just sort of is a really good mirror of what's happening in the USA right now with Trump and Musk trying to seize power. Now, regarding the sleeping in the office thing, what are they doing? Well, he's bringing in a bunch of people, and the way that was described, it seems like a lot of young people. And this is something that because I've been following the Musk story for quite a long time, it's something that he's done before, where he brings in like impressionable young workers that don't necessarily know that, hey, you can have your personal time off. Hey, you can have a life outside of, worshiping Musk and following him, and outside of working 80 hours. He, tries to recruit young people who, believe in his mythos and that go along with what he has to say. And what was fascinating about the description of this thing was where some of the people were kind of reticent about giving their names. There's one kid that might be under 18 that's working over there. That's the way it's described. And let me read a description. You guys you'll see what I'm saying. So this says here, over the last few days, workers at the Technology Transformation Services, so that's the TTS, which is housed within the General Services Administration, have been summoned into what they called a sneak attack. I guess that's what one source called it, a sneak attack. Meetings to discuss their code and project with total strangers, some quite young, who lacked official government email addresses and have been reticent to identify themselves. The TTS workers, so again, that's the Technology Transformation Services, have also received confusing transition guidance and a sudden DC office visit from Musk. From what I know about Musk, what he does, he just likes to, pop up into people's, essentially workplace or whatever. And in this situation, it sounds like he's bringing on these people that probably haven't passed any security clearances. They might have, it's possible they might have, but I'll just say this about Musk. He often skirts the laws. He does things recklessly. And again, he doesn't care about oversight. Kind of the way that the Musk operates is, move fast, break things, pay the fines later, right? I'll give you some examples from Tesla. So for example, when they were early on in testing the robot driving cars, the things are camera based. And so they were testing it, I believe San Francisco or California was, that area. And they would go in places where there were no lines on the road. And so they would paint lines in the road so that their cars would work, that kind of stuff. And you're really not supposed to just randomly paint lines on a road, right? I mean, you're not the Department of Transportation or whatever. But that's the kind of stuff that Musk is doing. And he'll argue, I'm bringing in my people because it's faster and more efficient. And we know also from the way they've been hiring people for Doge, there's no job descriptions. We don't know like exactly who they're hiring per se. What's the process? What's the pay, location, all this stuff. Usually for some sort of federal job, you would want all of, a fully described position. So everything is transparent, but Musk is not about transparency. He's about speed, do it as fast as you can. It's kind of interesting that the one source was referring to this as a sneak attack. On top of that, you also have this. This is it says here, TTS helps develop platforms and tools that underpin many government services, including analytics tools and API plugins that agencies can use to deploy tech faster. This means that the group has access to troves of government data and systems across agencies. That access is useful for standardizing the many, not always, inoperable systems that the federal government uses, but could also provide invaluable information to a private company or to be weaponized against government employees and citizens. I was thinking about this when I was reading through this stuff because I want to let you guys know this, and if you've had this experience, you can write in the comments. I've been seeing reports, and a few of you have also mentioned in our community that they've gotten a bunch of odd emails lately. The first odd email was then the one that was widely reported that, if you're a federal employee, Musk has basically encouraged you to resign. You probably got that email when we talked about that one. That's the fork in the road email. Then you have it was like 10 days to decide and, type reply, hit resign. Some people said when they first got it, they thought it was like kind of spammy looking. It was like, what the heck is this thing? And someone in the community also mentioned, and it's actually, I've checked it out from other places, and it looks like maybe multiple people have this experience. That's why I want to verify with you if you guys have had the experience. Started receiving some like really odd spam and harassing type of emails. Basically, kind of stuff of like, and I'm not going to swear, but calling someone names and you should leave. You're a lazy person. You're a terrible worker. This kind of stuff, and worshiping Trump. That stuff. And it's interesting because I was thinking about this in terms of email scandal. Do you remember when the Republicans would go after Hillary all the time of, oh, you're using an unsecured server, that kind of thing? I don't know what the situation with Musk is, but if it ends up getting out that he bringing in people who are unsecured, bringing people who didn't pass any clearance, security clearance people, right, didn't pass security clearance stuff. We know before the Trump people were not too cooperative with the FBI. When it came to security clearances. And Musk tends to skirt this kind of stuff. We've heard reports about this over at SpaceX, where he doesn't even have the highest clearance there. His employees does, but he may not necessarily follow all the rules himself. He's also a security risk. He takes phone calls and stuff like that with Putin. That was widely reported. It was all over the news, I don't know, about like a month or so ago, and he never refuted that, right? And basically what it is like you're a government contractor. You got to report any kind of contact with, obviously people like Putin, but, from Musk's point of view, it's like, oh, I can call whoever I want. This is who this guy is. He skirts the rules, moves fast. And in this situation, like say with the Twitter thing where he, fired a bunch of people and it's a software company and, there it depends on, if you just want to pay fines and do whatever you want. And that's sort of how Musk operates, right? It's like, I'll just do what I want and pay the fine. The problem is like, Twitter, to be perfectly frank, I don't care if Twitter stays open, shuts down, whatever. I don't care. The government's a whole other ball of wax, right? You're getting into a whole other thing. And when he was doing all that shenanigans over at Twitter, like you would get leaks out from the employees of what was going on. DC is going to be more serious, and I don't think Musk knows. Well, maybe he does. Who knows? You can ask Musk. But there's going to be, it's a town of, full of moves on information. There's going to be a lot of people reporting all kinds of things, and I mean already we're getting a lot of insider reports coming on. This stuff I'm talking about was from Wired. You'll get these kind of headlines too. Elon Musk is running the Twitter playbook on the federal government, right? As mentioned before, it's the same kind of stuff we saw with Twitter. Or you'll hear stuff like this. Elon Musk lackeys have taken over the Office of Personnel Management. Some of these articles, if you want to read through stuff, you can. It actually names specific people, and then it says like some of these people are too young to even name. So I was like, are you bringing in people under 18 or something? And I think there's another person that was like going to be a college freshman, maybe didn't go to college. And there's something else I want to mention with you as well. As Musk and Trump seize power and look like doing it in legal ways, again, by legally firing, perhaps emails of federal employees are getting out. So if you received spam from Musk or, bots that seem to be in support of Musk, please let me know. I'd just be curious if you have. I'm thinking Musk and Trump have this. Narcissistic personality disorder. And you want to know who's at the top and why do people act the way that they do. When I read the description of this, and I think this is from the Mayo Clinic, I think you guys will find this really interesting. So I'll go through this and let me know if you think this sounds like Trump and Musk. Narcissistic personality disorder is a mental health condition in which people have an unreasonably high sense of their own importance. They need and seek too much attention and want people to admire them. People with this disorder may lack the ability to understand or care about the feelings of others. But behind the mask of extreme confidence, they are not sure of their self-worth and are easily upset by the slightest criticism, right? Think about this. It sounds like Musk and Trump to me. Here's some more. A narcissist personality disorder causes problems in many areas of life, such as relationships, work, school, or financial matters. People with narcissistic personality disorder may be generally unhappy and disappointed when they're not given the special favors or admiration they believe they deserve. They may find their relationships troubled and unfulfilling, and other people may not enjoy being around them. And you have to remember, both Musk and Trump have children with multiple women, right? They both have been divorced more than once, and that's just that's their personal relationships, but it's how they treat everyone. Because just think of it this way: if I said, "Hey," imagine, I think Musk is 53. Imagine a 53-year-old dude. He's got 10 kids with multiple wives and, trolls people on Twitter all day. What would you call that person? Just, curious. Just pretend Musk was just a regular person, right? A regular person, right? Not this famous, worldwide, billionaire person. And just a regular person had 10 kids, multiple wives, and would just tweet out a bunch of nonsense all day. Like, what would you call that kind of person? And this is what's interesting about this stuff. Symptoms of the narcissistic personality disorder. So here's one: have unreasonable high sense of self-importance, require constant excessive admiration. It's completely Trump and Musk, right? We all know to get to say Trump's heart, you just compliment him. That's what Putin does. Kim Jong-un does that kind of thing as well. Feel that they deserve privileges and special treatment, right? Expect to be recognized as superior even without achievements. So, both those guys always say, "Oh, this is the greatest thing we've ever done. I'm so awesome, and the future of my company is going to be so great." Even if they haven't done anything, right? But they expect to be treated as awesome. Make achievements and talents seem bigger than they are, right? That's definitely them. What else you got here? This is their symptoms of this. Be preoccupied with fantasies about success, power, brilliance, beauty of or the perfect mate. Right, and it's actually kind of interesting. Talking about the Trump situation, he likes to rate women from 1 to 10, that kind of stuff. Right, that's what he does. I mean, we know who these people are. I'm just saying, when you go through this, it sort of clarifies it even more. Another one: believe they are superior to others and can only spend time with or be understood by equally special people. Okay, so that's why I always say that for people like Musk and Trump, they think you're an ant. They don't care about you. They just fire you. They don't care. And I always find it weird that people worship these guys when they clearly they don't care about you. Also, too, be critical of and look down on people they feel are not important. Right? I just said that. Expect special favors and expect other people to do what they want without questioning them. Right? That's why they're all about loyalty tests. It's definitely Trump and Musk. Take advantage of others to get what they want. Yes. Have an inability or unwillingness to recognize the needs and feelings of others. Absolutely, that's them, right? They just want to fire everyone all the time. They don't care about your personal lives. Like for Musk, it's been widely reported he'll call people up on holidays, have them come work. Hey, it's holiday. I don't care. Just come on and work. Don't you believe in this company? That kind of stuff. Be envious of others and believe others envy them. Okay, so just really jealous people. I can see that. I can see that. Behave in an arrogant way, brag a lot, and come across as conceited. Definitely. Insist on having the best of everything, for instance, the best car or office. That's definitely Trump. I don't know if I would say necessarily Musk, because the type of guy has the best car, and I can't speak to his office. So that one I'm not sure necessarily. And if you think Musk fits that one, I say definitely Trump on that one though. At the same time, with narcissistic personality disorder, they have trouble handling anything they view as criticism. And this is sort of like what happens when they get upset. Become impatient or angry when they don't receive special recognition or treatment. And I was thinking about when these guys can't control themselves. They're just doing nonsense on Twitter all the time. They literally tell you who they are daily. which matches all this stuff. Have major problems interacting with others and easily feel slighted, right? React with rage or contempt and try to belittle other people to make themselves appear superior, right? So always name calling. You know this. Both Trump and Musk do that stuff all the time. That's why I showed you the JB Pritzker thing. Have difficulty managing their emotions and behavior, right? So they can't stay off Twitter. They can't. They're up at 3 a.m. tweeting whatever nonsense. What else we got? Experience major problems dealing with stress and adapting to change. Withdrawing from or avoid situations in which they might fail. Feel depressed and moody because they fall short of perfection. So we know that Musk takes, however we say, we'll say happy pills. Some are legal, some may be illegal. You have to ask Musk. I've seen all sorts of reports of stuff that he's into. Yeah, I'll just say this. The last time we talked about the whole Musk psychology thing, one of his close friends from like a long time, like I think it was 14 years, or actually might have been longer than that, but for a long time, was saying that, he would never want to be Musk. Musk is not a happy dude. And a lot of people have reported there's actually, that he was different when he was younger than that he is today in worse ways. But I'll just say this, the patterns that we're seeing with Musk, the first I would heard about the stuff was maybe the PayPal issue where basically people didn't like him at PayPal. He had one idea, other people in the office had other idea, and they basically kicked him out of PayPal. And then PayPal became a huge success, and that's how we got all his money when he wasn't even there. And that's a widely known story. It's not like I'm, making random stuff up. Because I always have to mention that because the fanboys and fangirls, I'll be further frank, I don't think they're literate, or I think they're bots. I'm not sure, because it's just kind of weird stuff like that where they deny, things that are widely reported, and Musk never denies this stuff. And plus you have multiple people that, say said things, and famous people. It's kind of odd. So that's what I'm saying. It's been a long running for this kind of stuff, these, personality issues with Musk. Also says, have secret feelings of insecurity, shame, humiliation, and fear being exposed as a failure. And if you listen to the last earnings call, that's what I was thinking more about the psychology thing with Musk lately, because it was obvious, man. The numbers of Tesla were bad, and he was just making some bunch of random stuff up. It was crazy. And so this is the question I posed to you guys. When you go through this stuff and you see about Musk and you hear what he tweets out every single day, do you agree or disagree with me that they have some sort of narcissistic personality disorder? Would you agree or disagree that we may have a scandal already brewing regarding emails, email server security, that kind of stuff, and also too bringing in all these people who maybe haven't been cleared and have all this access to government data? I think there's a lot of concerns with this stuff. Like I would keep saying, for me, if Twitter shut down, whatever, it was more just for entertainment, because like you're just kind of curious what's going to happen over at Twitter. But when it comes to the government situation, right, and as you know, when they're removing inspector generals, from various agencies, you're starting to get into dangerous stuff, right? And when you're putting incompetent people into positions of intelligence, right, the FBI, CIA, et cetera, or he's recommending a lot of staff for a lot of important agencies, it becomes a real problem, right? And they got incompetent Hegseth in the military, the defense secretary. The list goes on. So I just wanted to bring this stuff to your attention, how to read these situations and what's happening. So thanks again for your time, everyone, and I'll catch you all in the next video.